Hi, lovely ladies. I don't know what is going on with Facebook. It wouldn't show me the event, and when I tried to go live from the group, it wasn't having any of it. So I'm coming to you by emergency StreamYard, and hopefully you can see me. So I'm just gonna check on my phone to see if you can see me. I'm trying not to think this is a sign I shouldn't do this live. But anyway, how are you all? If you want to comment, there are some instructions on this post that let you know how you can comment with your name, but you can comment anyway. So just pop in and let me know that you're here. I can see a couple of you are here. Thank you for joining, lovelies, and thank you for being so flexible with Facebook not letting me go live. Very strange. So StreamYard to the rescue. I haven't used StreamYard for, must be getting on for about 6 months now. And it's weird because I was just thinking, I probably ought to go back to StreamYard because it's really, really useful. Hi, Annalie. Nice to see you. Yeah, so glad I had StreamYard sorted out. So today we are going to talk about 3 ways to create more space for money. And for those of you that don't know me, because we've got a couple of new members, my name's Eloise Burton and I'm a money alchemist. And my story, very, very briefly, is that I went from total money mess to money alchemist. Hello, I can't see who you are, lovely, but hello. I went from a total money mess to a money alchemist, and it happened in a really relatively short period of time. A while ago, years and years ago, I had a home repossessed, but before I moved into this house with my partner Mark, we were really, we weren't doing really well at all. We had good jobs, but we had no money. I had debt up to and above my eyeballs, £100,000 worth of credit card debt. And today I sit before you in my dream house for now, and debt free and absolutely loving money. And I never thought I would say that. Hi, Gemma, nice to see you. So I'm here to talk to you about some things that are logical, but also things that are illogical, or let's call them magical, because I love magic. Okay, my career has been in logical arenas. Okay, I am a quality assurance specialist. Sounds really dull, right? But the magic is what made me really good at it. And the magic is what will make you good at the logical side of money too. So it's really, really exciting. Okay, so my original plan was to go live in the event, and everyone who said that they were going to come to the event would get notified. But Facebook did not let me open the event. I couldn't even, it looked like I didn't even have any events. And then when I tried to go live straight into the group, computer said no. So I'm here on StreamYard, and I'm so pleased that some of you are here with me. It's fantastic. So as I said, a lot of what I talk to you about might seem really illogical, but it's magical. And I promise you, as a completely logical person, the magic is where the change happens. Okay. So the first thing that you need to do when you start working on money, or when you've fallen off the money wagon, or when you just want to take it to the next level, that is to create more space for money. So we often get a really cluttered mind and heart when it comes to money, because it puts so much pressure on us. There's so much worry. And one way that we can actually create space for money is to declutter our outside environment. Okay, so that can be things like tidying your sock drawer. It could be clearing out your holy knickers. It could be tidying your desk. And it could be something that I need to do today, as simple as emptying my bin. So what happens when you declutter? When you declutter, what you do is you create a void. And that void, the universe doesn't like voids, so it fills them up. Okay. And if you do this with intention, you're going to declutter something so that you can welcome more money in, it will create more money flow to you. It might be a little dribble, or it might be a big flow, But the thing to remember is that decluttering is a way to create more money. Okay. There's a couple of reasons for this. The first one is, as I said, the universe doesn't like a void, so it fills it up, or it loves a void. It loves to fill voids. That's what it loves to do. And the other thing is, you will feel better when you declutter your environment. So when I've gone downstairs and I've emptied my bin and I've brought it up, I think, I've got an empty bin. Very quickly, the universe is going to fill that with lots of things. But I often notice that just by emptying my bin, within an hour, I've made a sale. I can't explain it. It is magical. But it makes me feel good because my bin's not overflowing. I haven't got rotten food and God knows what in it. It's just cleaner and nicer, and it makes my environment nicer. So by making your environment more more pleasing to yourself, you will be able to raise your vibration and attract more money. So I don't mean like chuck everything out. I don't mean that, because that's a bit extreme. You have to be, all the time you're working with money, you have to remember that your relationship with money, is a direct reflection of your relationship with yourself. It is like looking in a mirror. So you don't want to empty everything out, because that's really extreme behavior. It's like going on a fast, okay? And I don't know anyone that's ever felt great on a fast straight away. Okay. So just do it bit by bit. Just do it bit by bit. Empty your bin, tidy your desk. Maybe, like I say, empty your knicker drawer of anything with holes in that shouldn't be there. Yeah. Maybe it's a cupboard. Like, I have stuffed cupboards, and I used to have this thing, like, if the door was shut, it didn't matter how it looked behind it. Now I need it to be more organized. So for me, like, going and sorting out a cupboard or a wardrobe or something like that really helps, and it doesn't have to be a big thing. So another example of decluttering, I treat myself. I have upgrades every month, and one of them was to buy myself a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And you can see I've got a floppy one there somewhere there. So just by decluttering that floppy one, I will be making that look lovely, making myself feel lovely, and attracting more money, because money is attracted to you when you are kind to yourself, nice to yourself, and you're vibrating on a really good level. So Gemma says, how weird, Abby had that this morning. Oh, that makes me feel so much better, Gemma, because I was thinking, what have I done? Have I just like broken it? And Nikki says, yep, need to empty my office bin too. Yeah, great. So go and do that. Like, not right now, because I've got some more tips coming up for you. But emptying your bin, I often think, we fall off the wagon when it comes to money. It's not something that we ever find natural. We always have to think about it. It gets a lot easier, but sometimes we just forget and we fall off. And I think, I haven't made a sale today, and I look at my bin and I think, no wonder, the universe has got nothing to fill. So I empty my bin and in it comes. So the next thing, I was going to get these out. The next thing I wanted to show you, let me grab one, is if you've got a business and you want to make sales, create space. So create a void. No, we don't want to put our clients in the bin or on a tidy desk. We want somewhere lovely for our clients to go. So you can create voids for the universe to fill by doing things like, this is one of those address labels that you stick on packages. So I get one of these address labels out. Normally I've got them lying around. I've sold so many because I've had them out. And what this does is it creates a void for the next postage label to go in. And any time that I think, sales are slowing down, if I want to sell 3 sets of cards or 3 checkbooks, what I do is I put 3 out and I lay them out with care and intention. And what I'm doing is I'm inviting the universe to fill those. One of the ladies in this group, Sophie, she created folders on her computer for each new client that she wanted to get for her program. So creating a void. If you use like folders like these for your clients, you might you might create one of these and you write on it client number 1, client number 2, something like that. And by creating these voids, not just clearing them, not decluttering them, but actually creating them, you'll find a couple of things happen. So first, when I first did this, I couldn't work out why this was happening. My logical mind was going, well, why is it happening? But what happens is when you see these voids, you take action differently. You show up differently. If I see these empty packets, I want to fill them. So maybe I'll mention the cards or the checkbooks, and people will go, oh, I want one of those. So then they buy one. And so it is magical. And sometimes you won't notice that that's what's happened, but the logic behind it is it creates an action in you. Okay, gets you out of stuckness, out of flat, out of demotivated, and it changes the way things work. Someone said, I set out Calendly for my clients to book into. The space is there for them. Yeah, absolutely. Love that. And I often, with Calendly, I don't have Calendly, I use OnceHub, it's the same thing. I create specific containers for different types of clients as well. So they can come and fill up the reading side of things, or they can fill up the one-to-one side of things, or they can fill up the catch-up calls in the academy. So I love that. Yeah, you can use your calendar to take on new clients. You could have a specific container for discovery calls as well. So think about ways that you could actually create a void to bring money in for you. It could be something as simple as opening a pot or a savings account. So if you've got one of those accounts that lets you have pots, you might open a pot. I opened a pot for the money for my extension, which I've been talking about this week because I noticed a massive money block. And it feels good to be coming through the other side of it. But when we first started talking about it, we didn't have the money, and I opened this pot for the extension, and then all of a sudden the money came in. It didn't come in all at once, but it's come in. Without that pot being there, I don't think it would have happened. So can definitely do that. And okay, the third one is really, really interesting and really, really challenging. But when you do it, it changes everything. Okay. One of my one-to-one clients came to me struggling with the whole idea of, doing this that I'm about to tell you. But when she did, things opened up amazingly. So I know you're going to ask me how, and that's exactly the point. Another way to create money for space is to let go of the how. Okay. So easy to say, really challenging to do. So I do a couple of things. Firstly, let me explain what that means. When we set a task for ourselves or a goal, often we're limited by how we're going to do it. If we can't work out how we're going to do it, we either make it smaller or we don't do it. Do you see what I mean? And we use actually the let going of the how when we write our magic checks. We surrender our wish, our intention to the universe and just allow it to cook away in the background. And that's what you need to do with sales, with clients, with money, with all sorts of these things. When it comes to money, let go of the how, okay? Because if you spend all your time looking for the how, you will push money away. Okay, you will be closing the doors on money and there will be no space for it because you're vibrating on a level of worry or stress or overtension. Okay. Hi, Tracy. Nice to see you, lovely. So I haven't seen you for ages. When you let go of the how, you let go of the tension wherever you hold it in your body. Mine's often between my solar plexus and my heart or my throat, generally. Okay. And when you let that go, your vibration changes. So we all know that money is a worry. Okay, now we are working to undo that so that we can vibrate on a different level that doesn't include worry and doesn't push it away. Worrying is, I heard this brilliant way of putting it. Money is like a rocking chair. Sorry, worry and hooking onto the how is, it's like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't change anything. Okay, so anytime I feel that worry about how I'm going to do things, I see myself rocking in a chair and thinking that's literally not getting me anywhere. It gives me something to do, but it's not getting me anywhere. It's not going to change anything, right? And that helps me to let go. Also, saying out loud, over to you, universe. And again, I know that sounds really simple, but when I write my magic check, I have absolutely no frigging clue how that amount is ever going to get to me. And I've been doing this for 2 years now, writing magic checks. And in those 2 years, I've learnt to let go of the how. When I started worrying about the how, it stopped coming. When I surrendered it to the universe and just thought, you know what? I have no idea how that amount's going to get paid, but I'm going to leave it over to you, universe. It's just cooking there in the corner, waiting to be paid. This month's check, I really did let it go because I was like, well, you know, last month was a fluke. There's no way on this earth I could do it again. It got paid within 2 weeks. Yeah. So I get that it's hard, but anytime you catch yourself thinking, how am I going to make all that money? How am I going to do this? How am I going to, how? Catch yourself, ask the universe, just say, it's over to you, universe. It's over to you. Remember that rocking in a rocking chair gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. Okay? Just knowing that will take the edge off your worry. And you might have to remind yourself of that 3 or 4 times in a minute, 3 or 4 times in an hour, 3 or 4 times in a day. It might just creep back in because that's what our mind monkeys are like, right? Now, one of my one-to-one clients was trying to make a decision and she wanted to know how she was going to get to the point that she was going to get to. And my best advice to her was unhook from the how. Within a week, several opportunities had presented that weren't even on the table before. And she got to where she wanted to be. All because she let go of the how. Because when we're worrying, when we're stressing, when we're forcing ourselves to have a plan, we're in negative vibration mode. We're not putting out the love vibe. We're not putting out the self-love vibe. We're not saying to ourselves, do you know what? You'll figure it out. It will come. It will come. And that has a direct impact on our relationship with ourselves because then we're like, why can't I think of it? Why am I not able to do this when everyone else can? And then we start being really mean to ourselves. And then when you look in that mirror and you see your relationship with money, it reflects your relationship with yourself, which is limited, it's restrictive, it's not supportive, it's the opposite of supportive. So let go of the how. And I would love to know what happens when you let go of the how. Tracy said, I needed to hear this today. I would like a couple of new lenses and went straight to the how. Interesting. Well, that's divine timing as always, I think. So I would say if you want a couple of lenses, write a magic check for them. Write a magic check for them, surrender it to the universe and see what the universe presents to you, because I bet you'll be surprised. I bet you'll be surprised. So there is a big delay, I think, on this because it's going through 2 systems to get to you. Let me know if anyone's got any questions. Just pop them in there. And if you haven't signed up to StreamYard, just say who you are as well, because that really helps. I've got some really exciting things coming up for you, lovely ladies, in the next few weeks. First of all, actually not first of all, but I'm going to tell you about it. 3rd of September is Magic Check training, and we love that, don't we? We absolutely love that. I'm really excited about, I'm always excited about the Magic Checks. They are just so magical. And even if they don't get paid, they make a difference to you, which is amazing. So it's kind of like win-win. Now, next week, I'm going to start a 2-week series of videos. Don't worry about missing them. I'm going to be posting them on my page. I'm going to be emailing you about them so you can go and find them. And I'm also going to be posting them here in the group so you can see them. If you aren't on my email list and you want to be notified, drop me a message with your email and I will get you added. And there's some even more exciting news coming shortly after that. So keep your eyes peeled. I'm very excited. I have been quieter recently because I have been working on an epic task to get what's coming actually here, and I was going to leave it for another couple of weeks, but the universe told me I was doing it next week. So so keep an eye out. I'd love your feedback, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Tracy's saying that she loves the magic checks. They are my favorite thing. They really are my favorite thing. And yeah, so I'm not seeing any questions coming through, but I'll keep an eye on the video. As it's all over the place today. If you weren't here at the beginning, the event just didn't load for me, so I couldn't go live. So if you did sign up for the event reminder, many apologies. I couldn't get into the event, so that was a bit of a pain. And then Facebook wouldn't let me go live on their platform, so I had to jump into StreamYard and figure that out again because I haven't used it for 6 months. So thank you for persevering with me, lovely ladies. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. Have a wonderful weekend and week ahead, and keep your eyes peeled for what's coming next week. Thank you for joining me, lovelies.